Okay, and I'm gonna let you know what I'm doing. So
Okay.
I'm going now to go live. So I'm clicking this button live and then go live, and it's always delay, and I never know when we live. Okay, so clicking 3, 2, 1, live. Okay. Hi guys. So I think we are live. There's always delay on my side. Today we have a very, very special guest, Dr. Krystal. She is a Eastern Asian medicine. Oh my gosh, I got confused, doctor. Sorry, acupuncturist and holistic health coach. Please correct me because I think I said it wrong. Very, very welcome. And um, Dr. Krystal, please introduce yourself and where you are, what you do, where you based. Thank you.
Thank you. Um, I live in Colorado in the US, and I'm a doctor of East Asian medicine. So you said it right. And I've been an acupuncturist for the last 12 years, specializing in fertility, women's health, perimenopause, and emotional, stress management sort of things. And I've switched to working remote for holistic health to support women like you with their hormones and yeah, and transformational, coaching as well. Like I really feel passionate about inspiring people to live their best lives. So, yeah, thank you for inviting me to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. And I know that you are coming to Dublin.
I know, I can't believe it. That's so synchronistic. I'm like, as soon as we get off, I'm like hopping in my car, going down to Denver so that we can fly out tomorrow.
Beautiful. And who knows, maybe we will meet up over a cup of coffee and talk all the medicine stuff and maybe a bit of
Yeah,
cake or something.
that would be so fun. I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Dr. Crystal, can you tell a little bit your experience? How did you start it in natural medicine? Was it because of your own health, or was it I don't know if you could tell a little bit more.
Yeah, well, if I go all the way back, I was in my 20s living in Colorado and having digestive gut health issues. And I went to a naturopathic doctor who I feel like they're the original functional medicine people, right? Because naturopathic medicine's always been looking at the root cause, getting down to the root and individualized treatment plans. Anyways, I was blown away because a few sessions with her, changing my diet, getting on the right supplements, my whole health turned around. And I was also on a spiritual journey and doing a lot of yoga. And so that was the beginning of it. But back then I was a photojournalist. And then when my mom came down with brain cancer, 15 years ago, it just shifted everything for me. I relocated to North Carolina to be close to help take care of her. And then I thought I wanted to go to ND school, but then where I was living had an acupuncture school. And I was really passionate about women's health. There's my cat. No, that's your cat. I thought my cat was crawling behind me. So, anyways, long story short, my well, first backing up, when I gave birth to my daughter 20 years ago, so like I had the naturopathic doctor, then I got married, had a baby, and when I gave birth to her, the midwife that came in, the student was so loving, so supportive. I was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to help women. That's when that I knew that I was supposed to help women came in, and then I did Reiki training, yoga teacher training, and then when my mom was diagnosed, I decided to go completely switch careers and go back to school. So
And that's how you became that's you basically that's what where you study Eastern medicine.
yeah, that's when I became an acupuncturist. And then during COVID, I got my doctorate and
Yeah.
yeah. And
Wow.
then yeah, and I relocate. We had a huge hurricane, Helen in my community. And it just shut the whole town down for 2 months. And so I abruptly relocated. And so starting over in this new town, I'm now launching being available remotely to support people. So yeah.
That- And Dr. Crystal, what are the symptoms that you see the most that people are coming with? for your help, and how long does it take to actually really heal? I suppose depends maybe what it is on the what the complaints are.
Yeah, well, I've spent the last 12 years focused on fertility and supporting women and naturally increasing their chances of conceiving. And I've also worked a lot with women who are doing the IVF. And so in East Asian medicine, minimally to regulate your cycle takes at least 3 months. You need 3 cycles to change the blood. And then it depends on your age and what's going on. Like if it's PCOS, it may take a year, because we've got to get the woman, you got to get you to ovulate. And so yeah, it
So,
just depends. And if it's a mom that's 35 to 40, it could take even, longer.
and
So
in your experience, do you see a lot of females that are trying to conceive in age like 40 and something? Or are they still like in age like 30, 35?
I, I had a mix, but yeah, I had a lot of women who were coming to me later in life, and I had my last child at 40. And so using functional medicine, combining functional medicine with Chinese medicine is how I think it
Mm,
I was still so fertile at 40, but
yeah.
I was really taking care of myself and did a lot of the functional medicine testing and supplements and getting the acupuncture and made a huge difference.
Yeah. And then how it's important, is it just the female when it comes to you, or is the man as well? Because sometimes maybe it's not really female and could be like,
Oh, it's 50%. It's sometimes the man. And so oftentimes I'll see both of them and to increase sperm quality, mobility, morphology, um,
mm,
erectile dysfunction, sex drive, libido, all of those things. So yes, I see both.
yeah, yeah, this is so common, especially ED, erectile dysfunction. And it doesn't have to be like in my clinic when I do it. So most are females, but I also consult men, and it's very common in young men as well. I think it's just from my experience from the questionnaires that we do, the stress plays a huge
Mhm.
impact. What's your take on stress and all the fertility and
Oh, yes.
reproduction?
The stress and the pressure, modern day living is doesn't support soulful
Mm,
living, spaciousness. There's a lot of pressure on people these days, and a lot of women are waiting till later in life. And yeah, men are carrying a huge burden if they're the breadwinner and um, having to like provide and there's just a lot of pressure on people these days. And so the more we can support stress management and mindset and mental health.
amazing. And you literally you do that because you're not just the the doctor, but you also coach and able to actually coach them on those suppose habits, right? A little bit better how to live, if I understood that correctly.
Yeah, to shift the mindset and to find more gratitude, when we have more gratitude and grateful for what we have, then and when we train our minds to find the joy and the blessings, we'll start to see more joy and blessings. But there's a negativity bias in our brains for some reason, probably to protect us,
Mhm.
but we can retrain to see, all the good and to realize that true happiness resides inside. It's not an external thing, and when we're so focused on the external, we're just going to be riding the waves of what's coming at us instead of staying steady and in alignment with in making the choices that no matter what, I'm gonna find sparks of joy even in chaos,
Mhm. Such a
even in
beautiful.
natural disasters, even in crazy politics or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose to find my happiness. And also like and when it gets crunchy and stuff comes up, it's radical self-love and compassion. It's not like you override it or skip it or stuff it. You learn how to love those parts and know that it's a wave and it'll pass, right?
I totally with you, and I hear you what you're saying. It is beautiful. It just is for people to shift right into actually from this go 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 and suddenly like slow down and but they have to do it if they want to have something, which in your case, as you're helping with the fertility, if you want to have family, so you have to sacrifice something to like reduce the stress, do something, which is probably
Yeah,
easy, right?
yeah, to find the still point in the madness, and to learn how to pause and have spaciousness. I mean, for a lot of the women who come to me are like, the breadwinners. They're the lawyers, they're the doctors that are working so hard and waited till later in life, and they are in their masculine. And a lot of what I do is teach you how to be more in your feminine, like be more receptive. A lot of fertility is about the ability to receive and to feel safe receiving.
Yeah.
So,
It's sinking in me right now. Just what the words you are saying, so powerful. That is, wow, it is true. And these females, I would be one of those as well who just go, 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 go. We just understand, right? We understand we have to do it, but how to do it? It's just, it's so,
and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we all have masculine and feminine. Men have masculine, feminine energy. It's just, where's the balance and where's the polarity? And during time of trying to conceive, the female wants to create the polarity where she's in the feminine and he's in the masculine, and let sit back and receive. And now I also have same-sex couples who come to me, and it would be and the one who's trying to conceive or carry the child through IVF and sperm donors. I would teach the same thing. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to always be in your feminine. Like, there's a time and place where sometimes we might need to be in our masculine if you're a single mom, or that's just you're the breadwinner. There's no right, wrong, bad, or good. It just, what are you trying to manifest, and what's the best route to achieve that?
that exactly, yeah, it's so beautiful you said it. And then how okay, so when you work with these females, if I understand correctly, this is not just one off. You come for one visit, and then that's it. I'm healed now. I'm in receiving energy state.
Oh, no, it takes several, like you know, I mean, what's so great about coaching is there's accountability, there's there's follow through, and then there's motivational questions so that you are guided to find the motivation within yourself. And then with acupuncture, it's helping to rewire the body, retrain the meridians and the nervous system to shift into a way that, you know, so both are really good in different ways, different approaches, and creating the same outcome. But yeah, it takes I mean, I've been on this spiritual self-healing path for over 20 something years, and I still have to like be resilient and catch myself and practice. It's like practice, practice, practice. When I start spiraling into overwhelm or negativity or stress, it's catching it, reframing it. But I have to continue to work on it, even though I've been on that path for over 20 years. It's like, and to have our healing team and our support, we need support, and we're interconnected, and we need each other. And it's getting your team together to support you, and because we don't have to do it alone.
Absolutely. Because if you try to do something like on your own and you really don't have a support, chances are very slim that you're gonna get what you want with your health, right? Because the support, like to have, whether it is your practitioner or a practitioner, like this is necessary if you are going through. If you Is it like a year? If you can't conceive within a year, it's like
It depends on the age. When you're before 35, it's a year. After 35, it's 6 months, right?
oh
That there's an infertility concern,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
What's your take on females who actually just in my country, I'm from Lithuania originally, and there's one of the celebrities that's like reading, and like she's gonna be 4 to 6, I think, that she's gonna have her
Wow.
baby. Is that
Amazing.
is that safe? Is that like not too late? Is this like what's happening? Because like in like in kind of you think like it's a bit like too late, but maybe it's not too late.
Well, I don't want to speak for somebody else,
Mhm.
right? Like if it's not too late for her and her body is able, then, I mean that's a lot for her to consider because if you do the math, but that's up to that individual, right? It's not up to me to make that decision for somebody. And my midwife had her last baby at 47. I mean,
Wow.
I personally I met the love of my life at 47 and I was just like, no way, I do not want to get pregnant. Like I'm done. No, no, done. But I mean, I also heard that there was a grandmother who carried the child for her daughter because her daughter couldn't. So I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not I can't make those decisions for other people. I can help them with information about what I see in their health. But if they get pregnant and they can hold the pregnancy, that's between them and higher power, right?
Absolutely. I'm
And the
in
spirit of that child. I can't.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What would be in your opinion, Dr. Krystal, what's the right age? Not the right age, but what's the best? Because the right age, there's no right age. It's like too young, too old. But what's the best age to actually
gosh,
family?
I had my first baby at 30 and I had my second one at 40, and 30 was so much easier. So really, ideally, physically, I would think your body is prime and ready between 25 and 30. You're just like, no, like everything is just, you're young, you're vital, your hormones are in a good place, you're resourced, for the most part. Because it is true that there is a time clock and that at 35 things start to shift and go downhill, and like that's real, that you can't deny that. So, and everybody has to make that decision for themselves, because maybe you're not mature enough at 25. I certainly wasn't. And
No,
30, it forced me to grow a little quicker. Was
yeah.
I really ready? No, I was still having too much fun. Like,
No, I'm at this age now in my 40s. I'm still not ready. Like, I'm gonna be in if I'm ever gonna be in my 60s. I'm definitely not gonna be ready. Even in my 60s, you kind of, it is a big decision, like to have
it,
a human being. Like I'm already with the 3 cats, and then sometimes they drive me crazy. Not to talk like negatively, but it's just everyone's. And
everyone's different. Not everybody's, meant to be a mother. And there's so many ways, like, I feel like all women have wombs and we're
mm,
all already sort of mothers anyways in different ways, whether it's to cats or to friends or to clients or patients. It's like, but not
yeah.
everybody's meant to have babies. But if you are, it. You feel
Mm,
this like deep
mm,
calling that's like can be overwhelming.
mm.
I mean, I did. I was just like, oh my God, I have to have another baby. And it was just like so overpowering. I could, that was undeniable in me.
Yeah.
So, and not everybody has that, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
not meant for everyone, and not everyone. Yeah, exactly. And Dr. Crystal, could you? I respect your time because we said that the time is today very much, under pressure. If you could let the listeners know where can they find you?
Yeah, I've been really active on Instagram lately. So my handle is Dr. Krystal
Okay.
Um, and then my website is just my name,
Mhm.
krystalkinnunen.com. So
And do you mind once we off to actually put in the comments so that people can
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And just one final question, promise. This is the final question.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're okay.
Um, to you, when you hear this word next level or next level transformation, what does it mean to you personally?
Oh, it just feels exciting. It's like next level is like rising up, right? And like you could call it all kinds of things like 4D, 5D, five-dimensional living, four-dimensional living. Like to me, I feel like we're all rising up and being called to rise up into a place of collaboration, kindness, supporting each other. It's not about competition. It's not about gossiping and being negative. It's like it's about surrounding ourselves with uplifting people. And the group that you've created is very uplifting and supportive, and so that we can rise up to the next level and be healthy and happy and create a good world to live in, that's and then all that other stuff can just die away. All those crazy politicians and stuff can just sort of
Exactly. Them go. I loved it. So thank you so much, Dr. Crystal. Guys, thank you so much for listening. And I appreciate, I hope maybe I will see you in Dublin then next week.
Yeah, I'll send you a message.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Dr. Crystal. Guys, see you then next time.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice day or evening.